Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to design a product poster using AI. Well, this is what I'm going to tell you before we start working on this video. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you have a proper idea of what you want to do. Not just a proper idea, you have a design, maybe a label design that you want to make use of before proceeding with this step because it's going to be successful if you have a great foundational start of what you want to create. So not having idea of what you want to do and just jumping into generation without having a good idea, it's going to take a lot of time from you. Not just a lot of time, it won't yield any positive results for you. So having all this at first, it's really going to help. And most importantly, you have to reconstruct your prompt very well to give you what you want. So this is the prompt I'm going to be using here. So once you have a prompt like this, it doesn't really mean that this is what you are going to use. You can format this prompt to give you what you want. You can format it in different way to generate different kinds of product design which you want to do. And you can also go as far as using your own image and also formatting this prompt to give you something unique and specific. So the first thing you want to do is to copy your prompt to get a great start. But what I'm going to recommend for this is that you design your own label, and we're going to take a look at that later. So once you copy your prompt, you want to go over to your browser. We are in your browser, we're going to be making use of Higgsfield AI. This is a platform I always like making use of because it gives me access to multiple models. So just take a look at the image section. We have different kinds of model we pick from here. And when you go into the video, you also have different kind of models you are going to use for here. And before we just go deep, I want to introduce to you the AI influencer, which is a new free feature in Higgsfield AI. I'm going to leave a link to the previous video that I did in the description about this AI influencer so that you can understand how to make use of it. So to start generating, you want to go over to image and just go to nano image, nano banana pro, and when you click on that, it is going to take you to nano banana pro. So the first thing you want to do now is to paste that prompt that you have already. Copy the prompt and paste it. But before you hit on generate, you want to make sure that your settings are accurate. So when you look at the bottom here, you can see that I have the ratio. It is set to 4:5. You can choose the ratio you want. If you want this to be landscape, go ahead and choose the ratio. And for the resolution, we currently have 1K, 2K, and 4K. 4K is really going to give you ultra realistic details, but it's really going to be slow. So I'm going to stick to 2K. And here we have the batch size. So how many batch do you want to generate? So I want to make it 4 so that I'm going to have options to pick from when it's done generating, because if you have only one, you're just going to left with only one choice and you don't want that. So these are the main things you need to understand for now. So once you are done with all this, you can hit on generate, but keep in mind, the higher you go, the more generative credit it is going to use. So if you are working on one, it's going to use 2 generative credits. If you're working on 2, it's going to use 4, 3, 6, and 4. It's going to use 8 generative credits. So 2 generative credits per image. So once you are done with your settings, you just want to hit on generate and allow Higgsfield AI to generate the photo for you. Okay, generation is done. Take a look at this. So you can see here that we have strawberry juice, which is really looking good. It is the name we give to it, and that is what it has given to us. So you can see that we have the depth of field here, which is also available in our prompt. The green leaves flying around. You can see we also have them here, which is also in our prompt. So we can just click on one to take a look at it very well. So this is looking so good, looking so clean. The can is having that glossy look, making it look realistic and nice. And you can take a look at the shadow at the bottom here, which is really also okay. And the reflection of the can, because you request for a glossy surface with a matte finish. So everything is just really looking good. So if this is what you want, you can just pick any one. And if you want to add any text, you can take this into Photoshop and add the text maybe behind your can or on top of your can, maybe at the top or behind. You can do it anyway. And if you want to take away some of the strawberries or whatever elements you add to your own products, you can take them away with Photoshop. So now, if you want to personalize this to yours, you want to first of all have a design, which is this. So I'm going to be making use of this. I'm not going to modify it. I just want to show you, if you have a design you want to make use of, how you go about it. So I'm going to export this design by going to File and go to Export and Export as. Now, if you're making use of Illustrator, you have two artboard, not dashboard. You have two artboard you are working on. You want to make sure that you select range. If you want to export all of them, just make sure you check on all. But if not all, just leave it to range and put the number of the artboard you want to export. And once you're done with that, just hit on export. And when you hit on export, a little window is going to pop up for you here. Just keep all your settings the way it is and hit on export. And when you hit on export, that it's going to export your design from Illustrator for you. So let's minimize this and also minimize this. If we go over to our desktop, we can see the label here. So let's quickly open up the label. So what we have here, it's a combination of apple and orange, but I'm just going to change this to ultra realistic orange orange juice drink can advertisement. And everywhere I see strawberry, I'm going to change it to orange. Make sure you pay close attention. So before you replace it, take a look at it. Okay, so we have strawberry here. Make sure it is orange. And the places where you have strawberries, you want to change that to oranges. And you go to this part here again and change it to oranges. Make sure you check everywhere here. Now, so right here we have smooth orange to peach gradient. So you want to change this because your drink is going to be orange. Now it's not going to be the red color again. So you just want to change that so that you don't have conflicts with the background. So I'm going to change this to smooth. Should I say red to peach, or let's say, yeah, let's just use red to peach. Of course, this is actually going to be red, but I'm just doing this for this video. When you are working on yours, take out your time to work on it. So every other thing, so we have red to peach orange background, soft studio lighting, shallow depth of field, high-end commercial product photography, vibrant colors, glossy highlights of on fruits, realistic shadows under the clean typography on the can, made beverage branding 4K and so on. So this is okay. Now we're going to copy this. We're just going to copy this, and we'll copy it. We go into Higgsfield AI. Now that is not the only thing we are going to do this time. So we hit on this plus icon. We hit on this plus icon. It is going to open our Windows Explorer for us. So we're going to select this label which we just created, hit on open, and while that is uploading, you want to highlight all the prompts and paste the new prompt which you just modified or which you just created. Okay, so once the prompt is done loading, every settings is in place. So just hit on generate and wait. Okay, so it is done creating. Now you can see most things change. We have the background, but the problem we have is this red here. So we really need to find that in our, okay, so now you can see it here, red and cream label. So you can see the design here. So we can just say, instead of using the red and cream label, we can just say orange, orange label design. So we can just keep that way. Now you can see that we have the name of the juice, and we are going to say, okay, orange label design, comma, use the photo as the label design, space, and fresh ripe oranges and so on. Now hit on generate again. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Look at this. Though it is not accurate because of the kind of label that we have, but you can see that it makes use of the label that we created. So this is what I'm saying. When once you create this, you make sure that you have a proper idea and a proper design before you proceed with this. So now you can see that we have everything in our generation according to what we have on the prompt. So look at the first issue we have. We have the red and cream color as the label, and we also have orange juice because of the name we have there before. Though it went as far as picking up the name in one of the option, but here, since we now say make use of the image as the label or the photo as the label, it picks the photo and use it as the label. So we have the depth of field, we also have the oranges, and you can see that it went as far as putting a stem and the leaf on some of the orange, and it is really looking good. So imagine if you take out your time to format this to get what you want. Now this is it, but my sincere advice for you guys is do not rely on AI. AI is just a tool for you to make use of. So let's say you are trying to visualize what you want to create, but you are unable to visualize what you want to create. With the help of this technique, you can create a visual idea of what you want to create. So once you have something like this, you can proceed if you want to make use of Maya, Blender, Cinema 4D, and so on to model your can and model your oranges. You can go ahead because you have a strong idea or you have a strong visuals of what you want to create. So once you are done, you can get every files, put everything together and create a proper design of what you want to do. But if you feel like you want to rely on this technique, it also depends on you if you want to rely on this technique, but just know that AI is a tool and not a replacement. And aside from that, you need to understand the fundamentals of everything you do before you start doing something like this because you are going to fall into issues as you keep going. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. If this video really helped you, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Not just the subscribe button, ring the bell icon so that you, my friend, don't miss any new tips and tricks I will be posting every week concerning AI. See you guys in my next video and make sure that you stay creative.